My name is Sam Sanders. I've been a journalist in radio and podcasting for like 13 years. I was in public radio for a very long time, but now I host Vibe Check with my sisters, and I host another show for Vulture and a New York magazine called Into It. So just podcast guy.
Yeah, podcast queen, king.
I'll take it.
Icon. I'm Saeed Jones. I'm a poet and essayist. I've written 3 books. My new one is called Alive at the End of the World.
And it's so good.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy to be here with my friends.
And I'm Stafford. I'm a journalist. I used to be an editor-in-chief, and I'm also a Tony winner with the one and only Jennifer Hudson on our show.
Yes! I like it.
Yeah.
I already see how you support each other.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That is the basis of what we do.
Yeah. Got
That's
you.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Tell me, how did you all become friends?
So I met both of them through work connections, and I just said, you know what? They're mine.
Yeah.
They're
I claim
mine.
them. I see commonality.
Yeah.
We had shared experiences. We're 3 Black queer men who grew up in the South.
Yeah.
We had so much to
Yeah.
connect
Yeah,
on. There you
okay,
go.
all right.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I just said, you know what? I feel like God gave y'all to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and it's also been like a practice, and I was a fan of both of their works for forever. I used to read, I remember I went on a date once, and I read Saeed's poetry on my date.
Which works.
It works.
Wow,
It
you
works.
read his poetry.
I read.
Okay.
Yes, I was trying to like pull out all the stops. I was like, I got some poetry, I'll pick up dinner, all that. And then Sam, I randomly went to one of his live shows in Chicago, because I used to live in
God.
Chicago, like, yeah.
We
And
have the same background. Okay. Can you tell everyone what Vibe Check means?
So when, go ahead, Zach. Whatever you
I
want.
mean, no, for us, you know, we realized as friends, we started this group chat in the pandemic, and we were using this space to really check each other's feelings. Like, girl, did you see this tweet? Did you read this book? Are you watching this show? And it was a safe space for us to ask those questions you maybe shouldn't tweet or you shouldn't tell people in public. And so as we were doing this practice and we had done shows together, we were like, wait a minute, I
could
feel
do
like
this.
this could be a show, and
Yes.
that's kind of how it began.
And like on the podcast, when we're doing a vibe check, we're checking the vibe of ourselves as friends. Like, how are you doing, sister?
Yeah.
But we're also saying, what is the vibe in the world and how
Yeah.
do we process it? There's too much news to absorb. And the point of the show is to make current events digestible.
Right.
And make a place where we can ask questions of ourselves and each other to grow together.
Yeah.
So we're checking the vibes for us, but also just in the world.
It's such a powerful moment when you can check in with your people, find your people, check in with your people, and you go, is it me? Am I crazy?
crazy.
Or,
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
like your friend goes, you're not crazy, you're just Black and paying
We
attention.
need that.
You
Yes.
just see what's happening. You know
Yes.
what I mean? That's important.
Yes.
It's not you. This
Yeah.
is wild, you know?
Because we have lived through, like if you think of just news and current events the last 6 or 7 years, how do you maintain concern for the world without having the world exhaust you?
Yeah.
And so the goal of the show is that we can talk about all this stuff and not depress ourselves
Right.
or
Right.
exhaust ourselves, but you know.
And know you're not alone.
There you go.
Okay, how can we keep our vibes right?
So
What's
each
your
week on the
advice?
show, we end with a segment in which we recommend things to do, see, read, to
Advice.
keep your vibe right. Right now, what's keeping my vibe right, and hear me out, horror movies.
It's so weird.
You like horror movies. So one, in this really weird moment of like media flux where you don't know who's going to the movies or watching streaming or whatever, horror movies always succeed. They bring folks to theaters, they're big on streaming, they're bankable, so we're gonna see a bunch more horror movies. But I also think that horror movies in general help us think about grief, which we don't talk about enough in our real lives. Horror movies are often about the line between life and death, what happens after we're gone. These are things that we should be thinking about, and horror lets you get there through entertainment. And we all love to be scared in a dark theater around strangers. You don't, I do. But consistently, horror movies just make me feel happy. So that's for me.
Okay.
That's for me.
So everybody has something.
Yeah,
Everybody has
That's-
something.
They got
gets them
something too.
there.
I mean, my big thing this year is this is my year of maybe. I know Shonda Rhimes said it's the year of yes, and girl, I did the yes. I said yes to everything, and I'm tired. I think all of us are really tired, and I'm at maybe. So you call me for a drink, maybe. I want a job, maybe. Like it maybe gives you space to consider
Yes.
what could be, because it's really about boundary setting. It's like, you know what? I'm not so quick to say yes or no. I just need a moment to myself and my peace.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. That's my vibe.
I got another topic I want to get you guys
Okay.
on your segment is deal breakers.
I like it.
Ooh.
I've heard about this. I'm ready.
Okay, here's the first one.
Okay.
Your partner's mom.
Is too involved in your
relationship.
relationship?
Oh my.
Yeah.
Does she live close by? Like, is this a text? Because I say this, just sharing too much. I'm sorry, Mom. My mom texts me a lot. I love it so much. I love it. She asks a lot of questions, and I try to answer them the best I can, but some days I don't want to. And I know my partner probably is like, get off the phone with her right now, please. So she just doesn't live close by, so that's kind of the middle ground for us.
I mean, in general, I think in every relationship, you have to give your partner permission to have someone they trust that they can talk mess about you.
Yeah.
They have that right.
Okay.
I know my boyfriend has some friends where he's like on a bad day with us. I know he's talking mess about me to them. That's allowed, that's productive, that's healthy. My thing is, don't bring it back to me. So if the mother's bringing back some mess, that's the problem. But you can always confide in your mother. You can always confide in your friend.
But is there a certain level of mess that's like, you didn't talk to them about?
Yeah.
Well, this is
If
daytime
anything
TV,
off
so,
limits.
you know.
Oh, maybe. So my mom passed away over a decade ago. She had a heart attack in 2011, and we were very close. I miss her very much. And so for me, and my boyfriend, he is so good to his family, and it's one of the reasons I love him so much. But even just with friends, I pay a lot of attention to how the people in my life interact with their mothers
that is
and the
very
women in
important.
their lives.
Yes.
You know, so to me, it's like, yeah, people are gonna overstep boundaries, and I think it's important to say, hey, that's a little too much. But I guess it would be a deal breaker if I felt someone was being disrespectful or dismissive. You know, like I'm like if your boyfriend or girlfriend or they friends mom is too involved in your relationship, this is an opportunity for you to see how they compassionately navigate that. You know what I mean? Like, and that to me is more, because the mom's gonna do what the mom, she's your mom.
Well, wait,
she's allowed to do
But
that.
Jennifer, you are a mom. How are you
Oh.
handling? Wait, we
wait
can go
a
to the
minute
source.
now.
How do
The
you
tables
handle
have-
this? 'Cause
She
isn't he
grabbed
like
that chair.
13?
Hold the line.
He's a teenager, right?
I'm not ready for that.
It's gonna happen.
My baby is 13.
That's kind of what
David, don't come over here with no women's. Mama not ready for that yet. Although,
Jennifer said, can't get involved if there's nothing to get involved in,
Wow.
young man.
yeah, give me at least 3 more years. Okay. Your best friend always forgets their wallet when you go out. They forget it.
Always. Oh, that's a deal breaker.
Crazy how all of a sudden I begin to forget my wallet too.
Oh, look. We can
I like
figure out
that.
that wallet
Wallet
list
too.
together.
Yeah.
But I also will keep a debt tally, maybe.
Yeah.
Float a bill.
But what if they don't pay you back?
They'll pay you back, then they shouldn't be your friend.
Yeah.
You know, if your friend can't pay you back,
The
then they
first
shouldn't be your
time,
friend.
look, we all make mistakes, and we're friends. You're not trying to keep tally with your friends. So the first time it's like, I got it.
Yeah.
Maybe you send them a Venmo later, or maybe the next time you go out, you go, would you mind covering this?
I mean,
and that?
yeah,
Hold
I
up,
mean,
hold up,
just
hold
to
up.
be, not to like stir the pot,
Stir.
but we were on a vacation once, and Saeed's card did get,
Yes.
it didn't get turned off. Saeed has money. Saeed's not broke, that's not what
You
I'm
got
saying.
declined,
Got
bro?
stolen,
Got
girl.
stolen.
Telling on each other
Stolen.
now.
And I did have to step in and help my good sis out, but at the end of that trip, there was a Venmo request
Yes.
that she
But
sent
see,
to
here's
me.
the thing.
So,
How are you saying in 2023?
Wait, I gotta do some reputation management. Here's the thing.
Wait, I thought this was a happy place. What happened?
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing. It is okay with your friends if your car gets stolen in
Yes.
Mexico for your friend, but you need to proactively pay them back. They shouldn't
Yes.
even have to ask you.
That's-
Like
Yeah.
it's like, I
Yes.
got you,
Yes.
like
Yes.
immediately.
If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the Jennifer Hudson Show YouTube channel. Check your local listings or visit jenniferhudsonshow.com to see when you can watch full episodes in your area. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter.